Frank,
Dynamite!
Frank, come on, in, man.
Can I Be Frank is all about capturing real, authentic, unedited conversation. Please do consider supporting the process of podcasting and video making on Patreon or through PayPal. I will put some links in the description below. Thanks a mil. Hi, I have just finished editing the latest podcast with Naho Owada. I'm just prefacing it beforehand because there's a slight issue with the sound. I've tried to fix it up, but it's slightly dodgy. I mean, it's probably even more than slightly. Still, I had a great chat and decided to just put it up anyway. But I'm just letting you know in advance that there was a slight problem with the sound. Still, we had a bit of crack. Troll, and you'd come up some of your videos, and then I didn't see anything for a couple of years, and then I just decided to go looking for you.
Because I never posted.
That's it, yeah. Well, that would make sense.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I kind of I've been thinking about how to start this, and it's your site is slightly different in the sense that you kind of talk about when you were younger, and I don't normally. Sometimes, you know, when I go into this, the apparent story, or the people just say, "Well, that's just a story." But I'm curious about that. You had this kind of sensitivity when you were younger. This uncomfortableness, even at a very, very young age. You were, whereas most kids were blissfully playing, there was something wrong, or you felt a sense. Do you have memories of that now? I'm just curious about that, just because I haven't seen that before.
Yeah. Actually, this is not memory anymore, but I can tell the story.
Yeah.
Apparently, my mom told me that when I was before 1 year old, I was in a baby. How does it present? Baby car.
In the buggy, yeah.
Yes, and usually the baby is like a sleeping or crying. You know.
Yes.
Just, it was quiet, so my mom thought that Naho is sleeping, but actually her eyes was wide open, and then she was like looking at the world like this, and then really tense away. And when she saw it, she was kind of really surprised because it's not really like a normal baby. And I remember like in the story, before age of 3, I kind of already felt the sense of uncomfortableness, and
Okay.
always kind of like an idea that this world is so scary and then strange.
Yeah.
It was really uncomfortable even before 3. And my mom told me that before 5, I kind of started asking her that why I have to leave, so that's kind of I wanted to end.
Why did why did you have to live? You were asking this at the age of 3 or 5. Okay. Yeah, I just thought that was so peculiar.
And I remember that, how can I, when I look at adults' face, they kind of suffering. That's I got a strong impression that whole human reality is suffering. Adults are suffering, but then now just that was like a perception of the baby, but
Yeah.
actually that was got a strong impression that when I was a child I had, and then become teenager, and it still continues, and then I just wanted to stop that thoughts, and it just continues.
Sorry, now could I ask you to come a little bit closer?
Oh, okay. I just
Yeah, I just it's the sound. I can see you perfectly. It's just the sound. I'm turning you up, and I'm just not sure. I'm hoping that it'll come through okay. Sorry. Anyway, you were saying that as a teenager.
Yeah, I just wanted to stop the thoughts, my thoughts.
Hmm.
And,
You just wanted to stop your thoughts.
yeah, I couldn't stop. How can
Yeah.
I stop? That was my every day I thought about that. And
Mm.
in the end, I thought, no, there's no way to stop. I have to chop my head.
Wow.
that thought came up, but I didn't think that I want to die, but just imagine that, that doesn't stop. Anywhere I go, anywhere, anything I do, that stop doesn't stop. Thought doesn't stop. That
Mm.
was the conclusion I had.
Yeah. And you know when you say you said it's a story now. What does that when you say that as a matter of interest? Does that for you then? Does that feel like it's once removed, or it's about something else? It doesn't feel personal to you. Is that what you say when you say it's a story? Because when I say it's a story, I'm more than likely talking about somebody else's experience or some story that I heard. But
Yes. Um, then it just becomes so obvious that um, that never happened.
yeah,
um, can I tell you that the way I speak a little bit?
yeah, yeah.
That I'm sure you have heard this message so many times, and then maybe you're fed up of it.
No, I'm not. I should be, but I'm not for whatever reason.
But that it just appeared now. Whatever this say, it's not the truth.
Mm,
Um, it just in the story that is apparently happened. So apparently that's in the story Naho how do you say found this non-duality, and then started to in the story interested in, and started to listen to, and started to understand, and in the story the change happened, but these words is simply coming up now, and whatever this body say, it's not true. It's only sound.
mm,
And usually that's what is happening is this sound and the sitting, and whatever is appearing is how can I say, it's obvious, right? It's what is happening.
mm.
But how human live is on top of that. Um, for example, this cup is simply appearing. This is appearance, but we have a story onto it. I bought this like a few years ago, and this is my cup.
Yeah,
That's how human lives.
yeah.
But that is, where is it?
Where is that story in the midst of that? Yeah,
Yes. So that's completely different reality.
yeah, yeah. I was running today, and I smelt the smell of evergreen trees, right? And straight away, an image came back when I was a teenager, and it was my first kiss was in the bushes of the evergreen tree, and every single time I would get the smell of the evergreen tree. It's always that memory that comes back. It's like a stickiness. Oh, that's what that is. That memory is that, or, you know, the tree is not just the tree and the smell of the tree. It's all these other things. And is that so that's the stickiness of being a person, I suppose, is it, in the world?
Yes, that's how exactly the old me lives. And lots of me, how can I say, whole society is created by me, right?
Mm.
So that is happening, but that is energetic dream. Like you said, it's a stickiness
Mm.
because it's so real that you existing and you experience that.
Mm.
From there, everything starts. That's the energetic dream.
Okay.
From that point, everything started. But that is only happening in the human. Human reality doesn't exist outside of the human reality.
Mm.
And it's not really happening. It's like a dream.
Yeah. This is a dream.
Yes, but energetic dream. So it's very, very simple. You know, there's only, obvious. There's this, right?
Mm.
But so how can I say? People can understand this because nothing so simple. This message is so simple. But what is frustrating or misleading is that people taking as information. This word becomes information,
Yeah.
but it is not information. It's just from nothing to nothing. It's just simply appearing. All happening is only appearance, but that when at some point that something started and becomes all something, and in the human reality, all how can I say, information words are information for me.
Mm.
So becomes like information or manual. Then people know this message and they can hear this. But what can be heard is that all, appearing, not information.
Yeah, and I would totally get the idea that knowing this now is just totally, it's another dissatisfaction. It's not that it's a pointless. It's like relaying some information.
Yes.
It's just knowing this is just irrelevant in my mind. Anyway, it's just something totally and utterly dissatisfying about the idea of understanding non-duality. Is there anything more pointless? Really, it's probably the worst thing that you could possibly understand.
Yes, but seemingly it happens because something attracted to this message, but
Mm.
at the same time, human and like me energy appearing at the same time, so
Mm.
kind of frustrating because some part it's kind of attracted to or resonating.
Yeah.
So seemingly in apparent time, there's no time, but you know that kind of how can I say, it's not suffering, but uncomfortableness appearing when you're touching this message.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it can be like sometimes I'm attracted to it and repelled by it. I mean, sometimes I just think, oh, I really never want to talk or hear about this. I mean, I'm just nauseated by it almost. And I'm still surprised that I end up doing these sorts of things, to be honest. I kind of go, Jesus, but then I, I'm still. See, I kind of like when you say about this idea that it's just whatever we're saying now is just sounds. It's not, doesn't have to have meaning or, but you see, yeah, it's very interesting having that chat because in that, it really doesn't matter what's, you know, what is being said or not being said. It's totally and utterly irrelevant in this. And but you see, what the way you operate normally is, oh, this is a problem. I need to understand the problem so that I can feel okay. That's how you feel okay, because when you get a resolution, because there's a resolution.
The dilemma of me or person, a current person, is feeling something wrong. So whatever me does is always looking for the answer or looking for the something to fix the problem or reason why. They're always looking for the reason why I feel that.
Yeah.
So always create some problem and solve a problem to feel better. But there is no problem in the first place. In the first place, it's creating apparently. Because need to solve it, want to get out that feeling.
Say that again.
So that's the mechanism of human reality, creating the problem and then solve the problem to feel better.
Yes. Yeah.
But there is no problem in the first place. It's simply just the uncomfortableness arising. So they have to create the problem to feel, to relax.
Yeah, to get a solution. Yeah.
Yes. So it's not the point that they want to fix the problem. They just people just want to feel better.
Yeah, it's a constant loop, almost.
That's the whole human reality is appearing seemingly.
Yeah. Actually, it's definitely better when you're in closer to the computer, because the sound that seems to kind of come and go.
A table. Is this better?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's better when you're closer. Yeah. I just noticed it kind of. What was I going to say to you? How do you like? Obviously, even in say on your website, and it kind of talks about there was this moment, and so then for the person will go, oh well, she has glimpsed something, and she's seen that everything is, she's seen it, and how do you kind of get over that? Because that's the typical person goes, oh, now who knows something? I don't. So she's special. I'm not. I'm going to talk to her. She's going to give me the information, and I'm going to be special too. How do you get over that? Do you know?
I don't understand your question, but what do you mean? Like, how do you get over?
Well, I'm saying for you, say, when somebody reads your website, they read that, oh, now who's discovered something that she felt frustrated in life, and she blah 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 in the story, but somehow now who has seen it, and even though I know that's not what you're saying, but you can interpret now who has seen this, so she's special. The person looking isn't, so now who can give her something so that the person will feel special as well? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? How do you get beyond that idea when you're talking about this?
Special. But specialness. It's so simple that that is a story. What people looking at is always story of the person, of always a speaker. This is always, it's so how can I say, normal to have a misunderstanding of this message, because in the point of view, the person is always in a story. The person can only take as information or as some story, right? But what's being said here is not, how can I say, it's information. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So, and also, this is not for somebody. This is not for me. This words is not for somebody. So, but when something heard, naturally that take it as personally. That creates that idea of, oh, she's better and I am here.
Yeah.
It's very, very normal because that's how function. That's me, how me function. But this, I just want to say that there is no problem in that too, because there is nothing in me, like an appearance. Even me is not really happening.
Mm.
But they still understand how that's an apparent human life. What's how it's happening in time, in space, in story. You know, it's always I have to do something. I am the controller. That
Yes.
is that is like an energetic dream. In the appearance, that energy connected and then becomes somebody.
Yeah.
But it's all appearance.
Mm. Yeah, you see, you can't you kind of you see being a person you're using a shovel to to um uh to write a letter. Do you know what I mean? You're by trying to think your way into trying to figure out this, because that's the only way, like you say, being a person, you try to know this. And now, I mean, I'm tired of even the idea of trying to know it. Like genuinely, I am, and it's I can kind of see that as well. How absolutely pointless it is, but yet there is this. Suppose I still would be somewhat, and yet then I'm not. But you know what I mean? It's a you're you hear that this is it. You don't want to reject that because a party kind of goes, but then yet you want to know
Yes,
that this is it, because
yes,
knowing is the act of trying to know is obviously
yes.
that's what's happening. Maybe that's just it. Yeah.
Yes, yes, because that's the character of the me wants to
Yeah.
find out for me. But that's when it's happening. That's what it's happening. Can't be any other way.
Mm.
But um, yeah. So kind of I went through that too. Everybody. I think most of people, a lot
Yeah.
of people, because that's the difference between it's just an example, like being me for a long time, and then
Mm.
suddenly meet this non-duality, and then suddenly just kind of like energy is there, and started to it's just it's not understanding, and because energy is still there, and it's kind of frustrating part of this. but but what's being said is not the point. That is not the point. Point
Mm.
is, point is, um, this. Always this. Whatever you are, always this.
Mm.
It's just how whole dream is collapsed. Then it's so obvious. Just this.
Yeah. Yeah. um.
But actually, this is not really serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, of course, want to know, want to find out. The energy appears, but when I say it's really because in the end, nothing is happening. So
Yeah.
not too serious. So yes, but I can understand that,
Mm.
because it's completely different from me. What how me sees things.
Mm. It is totally different. In a way, it's like I was talking to somebody recently, and they were saying, well, there is no dropping away of the self, and there is no liberation. And I kind of go, well, I would never say anything like that. And the only reason I would never say anything like that is because I don't know. So I wouldn't make any claim that I couldn't back up, or and I figure, I suppose, when I hear there's no liberation and there's no there is no self to fall away, I feel it has to fall away in order. I feel there has to be a happening in order for those words to come out, even if it is a total loss, and even if those just words are just being said, then there's no matter to them. That I feel something coming from the person, something has to happen in order for those words, and that whilst the difference, there is a difference between you and I because of that.
No, not really.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Simply different appearance. That's all. This this is appearing, and this is appearing.
Yeah.
There's no difference.
Yeah.
No difference. Just this one speaks.
Just different.
Just this one speaks, but doesn't speak.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. This thing speaks. Yeah. So, yeah.
But
And this one drinks coffee.
yes, exactly. You are not drinking. You are not drinking. The cup, you are the same.
Say that again. The what? The cup?
People think I am drinking, right?
Yeah.
This is my coffee, but actually not. You and the cup are appearing at the same time.
Yeah. Do you know, I had the thought there for a second. I was kind of going, this is so, from another perspective, from the perspective there, right? This is obviously so ridiculously simple that's why there's laughter, that it's so close and so obvious that it's almost, I can hear you're just laughing your head off there. It's funny because it's kind of like, do you know, have you ever seen that episode of The Simpsons where Homer Simpson has the sticker on the back of his head, and he keeps trying to turn around to see the sticker on the back of his head, and then he turns himself around and around and around and around and around and around. Yeah. So that's I'm Homer.
But it's not it's even that is happening. That is happening. There's no better and worse. Which is better. No. It's the same. Only one appearance.
Yeah.
But people think I am separate, so people separate out everything else. But there's no separation. There is no thing.
There is no thing, did you say?
No, there is no material. How can I say there is no a thing? It's only appearing.
Yeah, say that.
This is not a thing.
Okay.
This is not a thing.
That's not a thing.
Yes. But people think this is something.
Yeah, people think it's a glass and a hand with water in it. Yeah.
This is appearance.
Fuck's sake. Right.
I think people think I'm crazy.
Yeah, at least. Well, you see, it is crazy from one perspective. It is crazy. There's no question about that.
This is super crazy message for that some person, I think.
Yeah, it is crazy. I think, you see, we do live in this time bubble of things and people and lives and worlds and universes, and this gigantic amount of stories, one looped upon the other, and all the way right to the center of the universe, which is Frank, obviously. The only problem with Frank being the center of the universe is obviously 7 billion other centers.
Yes, yes.
And I don't really want to be the center of my own universe. It's too boring for me, to be honest.
But I think that's the most exciting thing for the person, no?
Yeah.
The story is more exciting because so many things is happening in the story. But in the same time, it suffers with that story too. Exciting, suffering, exciting, suffering.
Yeah.
Many things is going on in the person in the dream, but actually, it's not happening.
So like. I'm glad you're laughing. But you see, it's not happening.
Yes, it's not happening the way person think. Life is not happening like in time. Life is not happening like people think, a person think, a parent person think. It's simply this, simply. Whatever that is.
Yeah.
And another problem, it's not problem, but then another thing that me, it's different appearance is that me think when something like something negative or something me doesn't like happen, me think some problem, there's a problem,
Yeah.
right? And then me think me have to fix it.
Yeah.
But actually, whatever the appearance is it. That's what's being looked for. Whatever the appearance is. That's a huge difference. I think that's an apparent difference.
Apparent, yeah.
It's so apparent. Sorry, I can't say this word.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm used to it in a way. It's not that I'm used to it. It's just I've heard it, obviously, but it's still your brain can't be operating, black and white and truth and not truth. So everything is either this or that. It's like when somebody I know says to me, "It's everything and nothing," and I kind of go, "Oh no, give me one or the other. It can't be." Yeah, it needs to be absolute.
Yeah, it's like that's how appearing, but no, there's no better words. It's just the appearance, and it's not really happening.
It's not really happening.
Yes. Seemingly happening.
Yeah. Yeah. See, yeah, you see, I keep coming back to differences differences in perspective, and in a way I just like but the problem is I like the sound of the perspective. Like, for example, yesterday I was I was just doing something and I was just looking down at my foot. I think I was running and I was going, whoa, it's amazing the way it was an impersonal look and seeing of my foot moving. And I was going, oh my God, my foot's fucking amazing the way it's moving by itself. And then I was kind of going, oh, I want that back now, but I want that feeling of impersonalness back. I want it back. I want to hold on to that, or also, oh, that's this again, and all those, and I don't even there. I'd have a lot of sensations like that, and I just think, oh, even talking about them, it's more this idea of, oh, that's it, and this is not it, and it's more bullshit then, and I can't even be bothered. So I'm just saying it there that I keep coming back to this idea that there is a difference one way or another between perceptions. Is there?
It's not.
Is there? He puts in. I put in at the very end, quietly. Fuck's sake.
Yes, I really totally understand. So in that way, in that context, kind of most of people know this. That's why so frustrated. Kind of know what's been said. That's
Yeah.
one. Another part is that it's not perspective. It's not state that you are feeling like a bliss all the time, but whenever you do whatever it happens, it's like a I like the I don't this is English is not my first language, so I don't know how to
Okay.
say it, but it's like in like I think Tony say like bombarded by what you are looking for. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or like
But
love affair, like a touching.
okay.
That's exactly how it is. But
It's
it's not like a bliss or anything like that. It's
yeah.
very sweetness.
It's very
Sweet.
sweetness. Okay.
Yes, but it's not the personal. It's simply just whatever you do, whatever you go, whatever you've done, and everything is it. So that's why miracle. That's why this is amazing. No
Yeah.
matter what, it's love. No matter what.
Yeah. But it's
So
not the. It's not the emotion. This is a non-personal sort of.
yes, it's not the way like you described it.
Mm,
It's not like you have to hang on to something because it's everything. So you can't be away from that. What you're
yeah.
looking for. In that way, it's so amazing.
Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, I was going to say, what the fuck is this? I was going to say, what the fuck is this? That
Yes,
in this game, in this not game, but in this even this idea of somebody here trying to figure it out and all that is just ridiculous, really.
yes.
You know.
It's not in time. It's already. It's not you don't have it. It's already is already.
Yeah.
It's already. Because the only thing that there is. That's why it's not for it's not personal.
Mm.
What you're longing for is only thing exists. It's not existing. Only thing there is. It's amazing, no?
You see, there's two answers to that. One is no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not amazing. So that's the first answer to that. And the second one is that there is. I suppose there obviously is, some part of me just kind of goes, well, what that life that is happening is is the fact that there is something is a bit of a not I don't want to say miracle because that makes it sound really good because it's not necessarily really good, but the fact that there is something there is something happening,
Yes.
that's but I wouldn't necessarily say it's amazing. It
because,
depends.
because you are looking at something to be some special.
Yeah.
What's being said is not something. What's being said, oh, there is not something. There's no other word but everything. That's why it's amazing.
So yeah, but I suppose obviously it's seeing or life without the constraints of it should or shouldn't be or has to be, or that's the full-on livingness of this sort of thing. I suppose it's yeah.
That's the human reality, all structured.
Structured, yeah, labeled. This is good, this isn't good. Need to get more of the good stuff so I can be happy.
Yes.
Like that's, yeah.
And then recently, I just kind of that thought came up that the human reality is that, how can I say, everything is it's like a me dream, is like me, and all other thing is relationship.
Yeah.
It's like a huge, it's everything else is all with relationship with me, right?
Yeah.
My house, my money, the window, home. You can't count because it's too many, right?
Yeah, relating to everything, me and relating to everything.
Yeah, and it's changing constantly in the me dreams, so it's confusing too, because you have to fix this, I have to fix that, I have to do this you have to relate to with everything.
Yeah.
It's so tiring.
Mm.
That's why unconsciously people are tired. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe tired.
Yeah, no, I think that's why we need sleep. Trying to hold the entire universe together is
Yes.
tiresome.
That's why it's so relaxation is popular. I need to relax.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you see, then you hear things like that when this is seen, that there is a relaxation, or that there is a relaxation into this, and it's a kind of, somebody else said to me, it's like it's just an aha, or it's sliding into, I suppose. I don't know, but then I'm putting thoughts onto making it something again. I really don't want to make it anything, because I'm
That's
just
okay. That's perfect. You can't go wrong.
yeah. No, it's tiresome, to be honest. It's kind of like, you hear about somebody in a, say for example, instead of non-duality, I had podcasts with people who jumped, or who did power gliding. Let's just bear with me. And in the power gliding, the conversation would be talking to people who I think have had a power gliding experience and live power gliding. And I want to have the power gliding experience. And so it's kind of like, oh, I don't know if I can hear more power gliding stories without
I understand that.
without power gliding.
Yes. I completely got it.
So that, in a way, that's why I kind of like the I just like talking. I suppose I am most curious about this, about just what's happening, just about conversation,
Yes.
about just this, not the I am, because this is the only thing that you can really talk about, even though there's probably nothing to say, and I don't know where I'm going with this, but but you know what I mean. This here, and there's not an awful lot to be said about this. Then,
Yes.
when you come out of stories and everything like that, there's not to be said. Yeah.
Yes. And then, whatever it's been said, it's not true. Whatever that word is. And
Yeah.
all the same.
It's funny. I really like that for some reason. You're saying it. I hear it before, but I was saying this before. I like this idea that this doesn't mean anything. That it doesn't matter. It's just sounds. It's like I was saying that it's kind of like, if a dog is listening, all the dog is hearing is, and then the dog's name maybe, but otherwise there isn't. Words don't have to be important. They don't have to mean something. I don't have to understand you. And I find that I find that kind of liberating. I love the sound of that. Only lately I kind of like that freedom. Fuck, it's very nice, you know.
Oh, very good.
Then it's not important. Nothing's important.
Yes, nothing's important.
Yeah.
It's a matter.
Mm.
It's like a sound, you know. It's like a word. It becomes something, right? That then sounds becomes a word, you know. For example, when you heard the words, it becomes something. That means,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
that
Yeah.
when you heard, even there is a meaning onto it. Just when you heard the sound, just a appearance.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's totally that. Yeah. It's like oh yeah, that's what you mean. So and that's what that is, and I understand that. And okay, I feel a little bit better that I got that for like 2 minutes. Yeah.
because this is not understanding. That frustrating part is that that understanding can happen or glimpse or you know ah kind of things happens a lot when
Yeah.
you practice this message. But then that is still when that an energy is kind of, it's not behind, the energy is there, but you stick to it and then want to make it to some how can I say, like a manual or like information for me,
Yeah.
becomes that, and it becomes like a structured again, like a reborn.
Yeah. Oh, I've got this now. And
Because
now look, now I'm not only Frank, but I'm Frank who gets this or
yes,
understands this. Yeah.
yes, 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 yes,
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
yes. That moment, it's kind of like a just again, like that's the mechanism. What that to me does.
Yeah. It's just acquiring and gathering in more information.
Yes,
But then I think you do I mean, you do recognize that every thought about this and every idea about this and every sense is more, like I said, you might get a week, even a couple of days of, oh, that's great, I understand that. But really, then you see any understanding, it can't be in language. How can all of this be tied together in sounds?
yes,
You know, that define it, but that's because that's how we all operate, like in that. Oh, I mean, if I know this, it should be in a book and held together and passed on, you know what I mean? That's the
yeah, I can understand what you mean. But and that's how that's life is appearing. It's not purposely it's happening. It's that's how life is appearing. If
mm,
so even that is not problem because really, it's only appearance. But then that people take it as some, reality.
yeah,
So that, oh, I have to make it better. Oh, I have to save the world. That
yeah,
it became because it's reality. That's why it's happening. And but that whole thing is like a dream at night. You know, it's there's nothing in a dream at night, right? You are not inside of the dream.
yeah,
Yeah, that much is not happening. And
yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
You see, when you are you know, this idea of eternity and timelessness or whatever, but when you're somebody in the world with confined, restricted views of how things are, anything outside of that is unknowable because obviously you don't know it yet. So you can't understand it. And yeah, but you operate in this sort of, I don't know what the fuck I was going to say there. Sorry. Um, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. It's not understanding. It's not needed. Understanding is not the point. But of
Mm,
course, that's an understanding happens because that's how human body functions. it's naturally that's the me dynamic too. But
Yeah.
that's kind of like if you go into more understanding, that's missing the point because nothing to understand, as I said, like it's sound.
Mm.
But again, that's get kind of confusing. That's because still apparently me is living in that me world, which is like a human society. You know, I live and I am here while the outside in that functioning in a dream. Me hear this message and then put it into the me reality.
Yeah.
Hearing other information. That's why it's confusing. And it's completely, how can I say, it's not that, it's not information.
Yeah.
That's why when that's why it's happening, you know, it's the time, there's a time. What does it mean there is no time? Because me is living in a dream, and in a dream hearing this message in a way. That's why it's confusing.
Yeah. Well, I just had the sense of actually what about when you said that there about the timelessness, it brought back the the feeling of this, of eternity, but eternity like this, eternity being a person, that there, because there's only eternity, then it's eternity being, it's hard to imagine anything other than this, you know. You live in a time, yeah, even the idea of timelessness still is just an idea.
Yes. You
Yeah.
can't say that just this, always this, whatever that is, always this. That's it. It's too simple, maybe.
Mm. Yeah, well, I kind of, this too simple thing is the case because, well, from your laughter, I get the too simple thing, you know, but also in the words when you're holding up a cup and going, you know, it is kind of like that game of hide and seek, and the kid thinks that by by closing their eyes,
Yes,
they won't be seen.
yes,
Do you know what I mean? I'm hiding here,
yes,
and I think that's, I'm trying to imagine, but I think it probably is so simple that that's just the way it is. Then you can't, because somebody that operates in a world of trying to figure things out or trying to know this, well, it can't ever be seen then, really, because it's simpler than any of that. It's before any of that, I imagine. I don't know, anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? It obviously is so simple,
yes.
and yet,
But in a way, that's a very that's what it's being pointed to is too simple. It's just anybody can understand that. But from the personal point of view, it's not simple because the person is in living time,
yeah,
and it's impossible to understand that because it's completely different.
yeah, it's not about,
In
yeah,
a
yeah.
way, it's not the simple, and you know, in a story in time, it's kind of complicated in a dream.
See that last sentence again? It's in the,
That in that dream is a little bit. It's dream itself. It's so many things happening in a dream,
yeah,
and they take it as a real is very so structured and it's very tight because every if it's every that dream is very dream is real, then so tight dream, tight
yeah,
dream. That's why when that something heard, then it's attracted because mm, this is a story, but sensing that like a freedom.
mm,
But this is, can I say, it's not. It's not in the words. I repeated that today.
yeah. Yeah, it's not in the words, but still, yeah.
That frustrating the part is that things can't be heard is that I am Frank listening to this. That is real, right? That is a dream. Where is this? Where is that?
Yeah. I don't know. I just flatlined there. So yeah, yeah. I think I think it's. I can't imagine I'll be doing too many more podcasts only because it's so in a way was there's I do enjoy the talking about it. Also, this trying to get to the bottom of it. It's kind of way less the draw. It's this digging sensation or inquisitive sensation. But I say that, and I'll probably be doing another one next week. But that sensation of what is beyond the words, and it's to me it's clear that it's beyond the words. Then it's just interesting. Because I would have thought before, oh, well, I'm missing something. I'm not quite getting it. Maybe I should just go and try and understand this or that. And understanding is, I mean, I do sense that understanding is absolutely pointless, but it's difficult.
No, it's already. That's why it's already nothing to looking for, nothing to look for, nothing to know. You don't need to find anything anymore. That's the point. People search for something special for me because it's still uncomfortableness there. They need something to compromise it or feel the uncomfortableness. But then it's just what me wants is get rid of the uncomfortableness or not quite yet, not quite right, right? But that is, of course, that's the me dynamic. But then that cycle is that is an energetic dream. What it's been said is already it. Whatever that is. It's no specialness, not personal, but you can't miss it. You can't get out of it. So that's the point. If there is a point.
Yeah, no, there is no point. We'll stick with that one anyway. Yeah. Yeah, very good. Yeah, it's yeah. Yeah, I think we might call it there, but I think I really enjoyed talking to you.
Oh, really? I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's nice chat. I really enjoyed it. So I'll put it up on. I put this. I don't edit anything. I just put up the conversation as it is on YouTube, and I'll send you a link on. And we might chat again someday. We'll see. Maybe not actually. We'll see. No, we'll see. Thank you so much for your time. See you later. Bye. Hi, if you like the conversation that I just had and you'd like more, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you.
Frank,
Dynamite.
Frank, come on, man.